Check out the wine YouTube. This is Mango Mead. Cobra's Magic Mango Mead. When I was checking on it earlier, you see how it's got two different colors of foam? Well, I know it's fermenting because it had this glorious mango-colored orange foam all over. So I shook it up in the bottle. Pretty good. When I saw that it formed after burping it, then I added a tiny spot of yeast that I found. I'm going to let it ferment for the next 12 days, so it'll be available as of tomorrow. We'll check it in 12 days from tomorrow. So I'm going to set my calendar and now how do you burp it? Because right now it's pretty tight. Like I said, it don't really require much. I'm going to mix the spawn of yeast that I put in there. I didn't put a whole lot more in there, just a tiny little bit. It's the instant yeast. And you know it turns into alcohol when it starts fucking fermenting. And you know it's fermenting when the foam starts forming. You can use instant yeast to make wine. I've looked it up on several different places. And after shaking it up, you have two different layers. You have all that yeast that's eating the sugar from the fruits and the honey and the cane sugar that I used. Then you got the layer of fresh carbonation on top, which any like beer or wine or like champagne is made with like a bread or some kind of yeast. Mead just happens to be made with honey and fruit juice and like winemaking ingredients. So we're going to shake it up and then we're going to burp it. I found this recipe on the internet. There was a YouTuber. I pinned the video in my community page. He is a professional bartender. This is basically how you make what they call pruno. You can't get botulism from doing this, so be careful. Trolls want to talk shit on the subreddit about how gross this wine looks. I don't give a shit. Because you're still gonna fucking watch it. That makes total fucking sense, right, YouTube? Cobra's fucking... What's the stupid asshole call it? He says. No, but it's like... He calls it this magic mango mead. What a dumb name. I hate his videos. Right now you can tell it's building up pressure because the bottle is getting tighter than a nun's cunt. Pardon my French. And you don't want it to explode. If you try to squeeze it, it's a little tight. You can see the pressure building up on the inside of the bottle. It's looking a little foggy. That's how you know that it's fermenting. And that potions class is in session, YouTube. What dastardly boggling juice is he going to make this time? You want to very lightly turn it. Very slowly. I'm going to watch like a hawk so it don't explode. Because I got the time to do it. So we get a solid fermentation on this juice, man. That's what I'm doing, YouTube. I'm making wands when it's more appropriate to make them, of course. But every time I do something different with the wine, I like to show the progress of it. I checked up on the wine and that like foam was all over the place. It was 2 different colors after I mixed it and shaked it. Which means fermentation is definitely happening, tubes. On top of that, before shaking it up twice in the last couple of hours, the honey has completely dissolved into the mango juice. Like I shook it once and then lightly burped it and then let it ferment for the first 2 hours. That triggers it. Now you can use a balloon and all that, but it's trying to be more sneaky about it. You know, gotta release it all the way like that. We don't want it so tight that it explodes. Because right there, it's only when you're mixing it or burping it to start it. You know it's got a solid fermentation when you see them fucking bubbles. So we're going to work on drinking the regular one, emptying that and taking the label off. No rush to drink that because this is going to take a good couple of days to ferment and burp. Right now it's in there pretty goddamn tight. Just a little puff of air between that gap there. And watch it so it doesn't get too expanded. The most you want to take the lid off is like halfway, but never completely off unless like you're smelling it. And just for a quick second, you don't want too much air getting in there. You see when I squeeze the bottle, there's a little noise. It's barely on there tight. There's enough little gap right there, YouTube, for the air to leak out very slowly. So if it gets built up too damn tight, I can just loosen it again. But in the pruno making videos that I've seen, when people use yeast, sugar, and some kind of fruit juice, it foams up like that because the sugar and the yeast is reacting to each other. The yeast is going to eat the sugar and the honey that I put in this, and it's going to turn it into a bitchin' ass homemade mead. So yeah, the trolls can suck a bag of fucking horse dicks. This is gonna be some sweet fucking mead.